In this tutorial, we are going to make a very beautiful wire frame for this amethyst stone, which one side is flat and domed at the other side, and also we have flat side all around. To make this wire frame, we need 20 gauge wire for the main structure and 26 gauge wire for the weaving parts, round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, wire cutter or flush cutter also is needed. Also, we had the tutorial on how to make this tool that is very easy and is made up of 18 gauge wire, and simply it's combination of some bends just like this, a handle and a straight line that the thinner wire is going to be wrapped all around. Put the stone you have and also 20 gauge wire. Just shape it like the shape of your stone and somehow a bigger size. Put the stone in between, and this is 3 times of my stone and it's a little big, so I squeeze it more, and something about 2 times and a half of the stone in between is okay. Then cut the wire out, unwrap it and make it all straight. Then put it on the wire again and cut 2 other strands. It means altogether we need 3 strands. And you should check each out to be all straight. I'm doing it with chain nose pliers and make those weaving parts all okay, and push it with fingers and my hand. You could do that with a napkin or a nylon mallet. Put all these 3 beside each other, and somewhere in between make a weaving part with the thinner wire of 26 gauge. Wrap it one time and make sure it's all squeezed. I'm doing it with chain nose pliers. This is the first time wrapping, and I continue that for the second time, and again check it out to be squeezed well with chain nose pliers, of course. And I'm doing that repeatedly for about 1 centimeters. Of course, the length of wire wrapping on this part depends on the stone you're using and should cover the bottom part of your stone. Pick up the wire cutter and cut the end of this thinner wire somewhere in between, and cut the same at the starting point. The direction should be the same. Start and ending point, both ends at the same surface and at the same size. Then squeeze them with chain nose pliers well. And this is the side that is going to be touched the stone, and I'm going to bend it at that part first to be placed well at the bottom of the stone so that I could bend it well. I start bending both sides of those wire strands to keep the shape of the stone. It happens that the wires roll on each other and it's natural, but you should check them out every time a while. At the top, where the wires intersect each other, I need to bend them on both sides. Then I make them close to each other, and this is where I'm going to make another wire wrapping with the thinner wire of 26 gauge, and just like the previous time, make the first roll and check it out to be all squeezed and to be tight enough, and you should do that with chain nose pliers maybe. And also be careful about those wire strands above, not to roll onto each other, and continue wrapping the thinner wire about half of a centimeters. After that, cut the wire out in about 1 centimeters and do the same for the other side. Then insert the upper strand in between and then roll it back and wrap it all around those right 3 strands and squeeze it well with chain nose pliers. And I'm doing the same for the other side, and I insert it between and then roll it and squeeze it well. Now we have 6 strands above. Those backer pairs are going to be the bail, and we have a pair at the right and a pair at the left. You could select a pair of them to be rolled around the stone and 2 others to be as the bail again, or you could decide like me and choose 4 of those strands to be wrapped all around the stone. But first, we are going to make a bend with chain nose pliers on one of those rows that we wrapped all around the stone, and this is the part that prevents the stone from falling down. So I do the same on both sides and I try them to be symmetrical. Then I put the stone in and check it out. We have 2 other wire strands, and I'm going to separate one to be placed onto the stone and to prevent the amethyst from falling down at the other side. And one is going to be at the midpoint. And I do the same for the both sides. Here I decide to put the stone upside down because the pattern of this agate amethyst stone is better shown in this direction. And then I'm going to bend the upper wire strands, the one that is going to be onto the stone, a little bend with round nose pliers, and you should pay attention not to scratch the stone. Then I'm going to bend 2 of those wire strands above and continue wrapping them till you get to the back side of the stone. We will close that part at the back, and you could do that in different ways. Maybe you decide to make 2 joints and to wire wrapping parts with the thinner wire on both wires that intersect each other, or you could just continue like me. Here, these 2 are going to again be wrapped onto the stone, but here we are going to make a wire coil with this structure I considered at the first of this video. We had the tutorial on how to make a wire coil on the video above, but to say it in brief, make a tie, wrap it all around the longer tail for about 3 times and then start rotating the handle. Then you get to the wire coil, you cut the structure at the start and end point. Then to extract it, that easy. The size of my wire coil is about 7 centimeters, and I'm going to check it out. Cut that on both sides and decide which wire is going to be bent and just shape it as the previous ones. and insert the wire coil in. And that would follow up the shape that you had made, and you could now bend it all around the stone. And also to continue that at the other side. Now it's the time to repeat that for the other strand to be placed above. And of course it's a little shorter, so I made another wire coil, insert it in, and start bending it to be above of all those three bent parts, and bend the same. If the wire coil is too long, you could extract it, cut it out, and to leave a space to be wrapped all around the wire frame and to tie it out. So at the back side, I make a little loops and wrapping parts by making joints at the nearest wire on the wire frame. Just like this, I insert the end of every wire strand into one of those wire frames and make a teardrop shape and close it. And I continue doing that for all of those 4 strands that I have at the back part. Just I need to find somewhere to tie the wires and to fasten it up at the back area. This is the way I closed all those strands, and this is how it looks in front. Now one part's missing, and that is the bail part and the pair of wires that we had for the bail. I had made it just like a heart, and it's a little wide and not attached to each other to keep the balance while you insert the chain in. And here I need to cut this wire out to be a little shorter and then to wrap it somewhere on the structure. And here I decide to bend it here somewhere at the above of this wire frame and insert it back. I bend it and insert it here and then pull the wire at the other side. It could be a little confusing, but you could do that. It's all easy, and it's one of the easiest wire frames for the stone. And then when you pull it, wrap it one time again all around those 2 wires and then squeeze it with a chain nose pliers so that there wouldn't be any sharp edges left. And do the same for the other side. And here at the back part, and just at this point of our little heart, I had made another wire wrapping. And this is our very beautiful wire frame for this amethyst stone. Hope you had enjoyed, and don't hesitate to drop your comments below.